we endeavor to get back everything that we feel like has been taken from us economically, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and then of course in terms of your land and just appropriation in the highest order. So that's what we have today. But today's gonna be kind of different, man. Normally we talk about African stuff or just whatever, but today something troubled me, and I was talking about it last week. Lately, I've been seeing a lot of men been falling because they're dealing with wrong women, and I don't even know if I want to call it wrong women, but they let these women they chase their hunger for coochie destroy their lives. Let me just keep it 100, just straight destroying their lives. So for me, it's why a lot of dudes are lying to themselves. So that's why we're here, man. Kimba, go ahead, man. Do your thing, man. You bring yourself in, and we can get to this party, man.
Peace and blessings, yo. What's good? It's Kimba, aka the Colonel, out here live in London. I'm here with Adewale and Bokeh, and I'm excited. I'm the energy's always right, the conversation is always healthy. And like he said, we just here to encourage people to possess and repossess what belongs to them, what's rightfully theirs by the grace of God. And yeah, we just look forward to encouraging you to lean 100% into who you were created to be. Because it's so easy to get distracted. You know what I mean? We live in a world. Yeah, we live in a world that can just lead you astray if you follow those who don't really have a purpose. You know what I'm saying? So purpose is power. So shouts out to you. I'm looking forward to the conversation, bro. I'm looking forward to the conversation.
It's more prevalent because I focus my mind more now on organic.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
The minute they hear he's going to get $100 million contract, it's time for the wolves to come out.
Mm.
And some traps we set for ourselves, man. And what I mean by that is the lies that men tell themselves. That's what the title is today. A lot of dudes have this habit of telling themselves, like, why didn't you smash everything that's in the universe? However many incidents or however many get-togethers he had with this girl, she just cost him a lot that he was building. You know what I'm saying? Because he had Club Shay Shay, he had Nightcap, and then he had the thing he had going on ESPN. So he was getting that thing on and popping. And so it's crazy to see it's what caused me to say, man, why are dudes always lying to themselves? They just don't. They let false achievements guide their life. And the things that I think we need to talk about are the lies, the expectations of lack of self-control, status, and then this need for conquest. You know what I'm saying? So you live your whole life, you bang 50 women, and you think you've achieved something.
Right.
And meanwhile, the whole time you got to number 51 and you felt the same way you started at number 1. So you really didn't achieve anything. You know what I'm saying? So you get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let you jump it off, man. The lies, man. What do you think makes a lot of cats be like that? You know what I'm saying? What do you think is what's the narrative that they're telling themselves that's ruining a lot of these dudes' lives, man?
I think that sometimes it's I think two things.
How you doing from New Jersey, man? What's up, man? How y'all doing? Thanks for joining the chat. Wow, we got appreciate all of y'all, man. Yoni Triado, how you doing? Roman Conwells, how you doing? We over here just talking about what happens to a lot of us men, brothers, and you just trying to figure it out, and that's what we're about today, man. So join us, join in the comment, as we.
Yeah, so I think that part of it is I think some of us have emotional issues that we've yet to process in life. So regardless of how much money you make, right? If you haven't addressed this deep emotional longing that you have, then it's going to be hard to control yourself. But then the second one is pride too. I think when you reach a certain place in life financially, right?
Yeah.
If that same level of wealth isn't spiritually set, isn't if you haven't reached the spiritual equivalent of wealth, of that level of financial wealth, then you're going to be longing for something or wanting something or trying to get to something that doesn't really add to you. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's interesting, bro, with Brother Sharp. Um, because you're looking at a man who, in terms of success, you know, there's not many people on the planet of his makeup that have reached where he's reached. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, he hasn't played professional football in what, 20 years, bro, but his name is like, you know what I mean? His brand, his name. And
Yep.
like, I don't know. In fact, in the sports world, I don't know of very many other players. I can't even name 5 other players
None. None.
that can
None.
compare to the status and the
None.
not only the status, but the impact. Eh,
But man, me and my boy Kimber here, we're talking about why men lie to themselves and the things we need to do to better ourselves so that we stop falling into pitfalls.
Yeah,
You're letting your
yeah,
fear box drive your life because you're trying to live up to statuses. So Kimber, go
yeah.
ahead with the thoughts, man, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
come in with
so
mine.
no problem. Shouts out, like Unc said, shouts out to everybody. And man, it's just interesting, somebody of his status, there's not very many people on the planet who can compare to his level of status in that world. And you know, we respect him so much that it was shocking.
Yeah.
Number one, the allegation was shocking, but then when you got the background to the feet to the individual, that made it even more shocking. It was like, yo, Unc,
She was trash. Let me be frank
what?
with you. She's just, man, dude, she was trash, man.
Hey,
This man
listen.
lost his position to
Right.
trash.
Mm, mm,
Bro, and
mm.
let me be frank about this. This is what happens to you when you let your dick do the driving. There's a certain point where, and I'm just, hey, look, I hate, you know me, I keep it 200 or whatever you want to call it. I've had
Yeah,
this conversation with a lot of people, man.
yeah.
A lot of these mofos out here letting their dick do the driving. This one, they're lying to themselves. I need to smash 100 women. I need to have, like, I'm talking to 3 bitches. Okay, that's cool. Or let me get married but still be cheating on my wife. And vice versa. You got women that are married cheating on their husband. And that's going to be another segment we're going to talk about because we're going to fit the men and the women one. Next week, we're going to address the women one because I can't stand
Mm,
women that lie too. So,
mm.
that's a title in itself. But people, a lot of these dudes, man, the lies they tell themselves. You get to the NFL, you get to the NBA, you become a musician, you become whatever you do. So you think your status now affords you a bunch of
Yeah.
you have when you have I know let me phrase it.
Mm, 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 mm.
A lot of I don't understand a lot of dudes thinking when they lie to themselves. And these are the lies that I'm talking about when I talk about lies. Like you lie to yourself, yo, more. There's a thing that Idris Alba said. He said, "Women, let me read this to you, and I need to read this so y'all can hear this real good. This is
Mm,
something I thought was really vital." He said, "Don't believe everything you hear. There are always 3 sides to the story. There's no yours, theirs, and the truth." And then the other one, he said, "Women fall in love by what they hear. Men fall in love by what they see.
mhm.
That's why women wear makeup and men lie." You see what I'm saying? So for me, a long time ago, when I realized that the only way for me to be really truly happy is to actually pursue purpose and not let women be a distraction. Let me tell you, there was a period of my life where I was just dating nothing but pretty stupid women. They were coming
Mm.
into my life because that's what I was inviting into my life. I brought that energy to me. That's
Yeah,
a lie I was telling myself. So that
right.
I said, you know what? When I turned around 28, I said, if I'm gonna live a truth, I need to start changing my mentality. Okay,
Mm,
it's okay for me to little pretty woman, but let the pretty woman be an engineer. Let her be a doctor. Let her be a scientist. Let her be something who's going to transcend what this world looks like, not just an idiot with a pretty face, with a bag on her shoulder, who's figuring out who. That happens to a lot of baseball players, NBA players, and
mm, mm. Yeah.
You're not doing nothing for me. You're not building my credit. You're not building my bank account. You're not building me as a human being. All you are is taking from me. So dudes that choose these women, you deserve energy that comes your way. You have to answer for your consequences. My main hope is that with all this stuff that he went through, he learned from it. Because if you keep telling yourself the same lie, and when you on TV bragging about, yo, man, you know, I was smashing this and smashing that, that just tells me that you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm saying, if you really want, and you tell me, dog, from if he smashed 50 women, from the number 1 to the number 50.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's still the same. You're doing the same thing after 51, after 52. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the lies that I feel like a lot of dudes tell themselves. Go ahead, brother.
Well, you know what's interesting too is that in the last 20 years, male and female, long-term male and female relationships
Yeah.
Has been attacked in a sense of it not being promoted as a healthy situation. I mean,
No.
with the rise of kind of this kind of I don't want to say feminism, but this like female independence. You
Yeah.
know, this idea of female independence. Then there's this thought that um, you don't need fathers. Women can raise kids on their own now, and
No.
women need to be empowered to make money, as much money as men make, and that you don't necessarily need to be in a long-term relationship, you know, to be happy and all of that kind of stuff like that. So, and then, you know, that's not even in the entertainment world. That's just a general consensus now. But if you take
Yes.
you look into account you take into account all the entertainment and the media that is projected and broadcast around the world, you know, especially in the entertainment industry and the sports industry,
Yes.
it's
Toxic
not.
living, man. Toxic living.
Yeah, man.
Toxic living,
Absolutely.
man.
Absolutely.
Toxic
So,
living.
I mean, dude, again, when you take a person like Unc, Brother Sharp, you
Man.
know, you talking about a cat that's well into his 50s, if not a
He's
little bit
going on
older.
60.
Yeah, you're talking about a brother that's nearly, you know, nearly 60 years old, financially successful, you know, very well off. And so he's not the only one because he, you know, he again, man, it's just a culture of transient life that doesn't look to establishing a legacy. There's nothing wrong with having a family, bro, and having stability where you're not, you know,
All over the place.
chasing. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's nothing wrong with that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like when did that become not fashionable?
They've made that to seem as if it's a bad thing. I
Mm,
don't know what the problem
mm,
son. And your
mm.
wife needs you to be an example, so you can be an example to your daughter. So this is how you treat. So she can see how you treat her mom, so she knows that this is how she needs to be treated. So there's no mistake that she's gonna end up with a guy who's not worth.
Mm, mm. Yep. Yeah.
Being.
Absolutely.
I'm not interested in all that Christian Muslim nonsense bullshit. I'm not with all that. Everybody knows I'm not with all that. I'm thinking about universal work own, has her own, and that's how we build this thing. I'm not carrying you. You're not gonna be luggage.
Yeah.
Each other. They get on Facebook or whatever. On Instagram or on a Facebook or whatever. Why? Like, bro, let me keep this 100 with you. Any woman that I'm dealing with even has the. I'm not gonna put my personal life on social media. I don't put my personal life on social media. You're not gonna do that either. I don't care who you want to impress. I'm not something that you. This mentality, like a lot of women have this mentality. Something I got from the store. They pick you up like some can on the shelf of the store. You, and it's not even about marriage. You're just there to be a part of. You're just there to be something standing there at the wedding. You're not even who they want to be married to. They're married to the marriage, not you. From my understanding, for it to be a marriage, ain't it the guy that you're married to supposed to be the person you're married to? Yeah. It's the same thing with these dudes. Like Tiger Woods, he wanted to look like he was a clean guy. He's got a wife. He's got kids. Meanwhile, he was smashing everything you can see on the side of the earth. So you wanted to have your cake and eat it too. That's the lie that I'm talking about. Like, you're self-destructing yourself. And then when the rain or whatever you want to call it comes down showering, dudes don't know what to do. I mean, bro, $23 million is a lot of money, man. I don't care. Some people can never make that in 4 lifetimes or 100 lifetimes.
You're absolutely right, bro.
I'm not giving away $23 million. I don't give a damn. I'm not. My dick don't do the driving. Sorry. She ain't that fine.
Yeah.
You know, Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. No, that's just what I want to say.
Yeah, it's disappointing, and you gotta. I think going in, you gotta establish, or you have to have a strong moral compass, and know where you stand and know what you stand for, because success that is painted in this world is not always success. Financial figures, public influence. It's not necessarily always success because, like you said, you talked about this word self-control. In a lot of spaces, when you have status, the status can get the best of you if you're in a world where people are always saying yes. Um, and anything you see that you feel drawn to, you can have. It's dangerous, man. It's dangerous.
Don't want to eat all the time.
This is it, bro.
Yeah, it's the best gift, and I've said this to a lot of guys. The best gift you can give yourself is to find a woman that's 3 things: honest, loyal, and consistency. When you are a dude who's successful, you know what's happening to me now, brother? Remember I was telling you in the beginning, prior to me being 28, all the women that were coming my way were toxic, pretty women. Now all the women that come in my direction are professional women. When I say professional in their lives and professional in their careers, right? So we're talking doctors, engineers, business women. Chicken heads ain't coming my way. You are responsible for what comes your way. This is a lot of dudes sell, and then a lot of dudes are cool with, let me get a bunch of chicken heads. Okay, go ahead. Now, when you got 5 baby mamas, I don't want to hear you crying. Nothing irritates me more than some idiot talking to me about, man, I got 5 baby mamas, man. These bills are up there. I said, dumbass, your dick put you in that position. Why didn't you think before you put your dick up in there? I'm just being bluntly honest. We can't have, a lot of these dudes aren't going to stop. A person can be famous, but still be the same person that came from whatever country area they came from. I don't think psychologically Ong ever came out of the area that he came of. When he got as famous as he did, that he never came out of that psychology. Like, he was used to small town thinking. So now when you see all these things in front of you, you're like, whoa, oh man, all this is available to me. Bro, nothing's more dangerous than abundance. Abundance is a dangerous thing. You know what I'm saying? Abundance is a dangerous thing. You know what I'm saying? Abundance is so dangerous. Like I say this all the time. I don't want to be married, but I just want one woman. And we're gonna be together. We're gonna have our child together, and that's it. Because I don't believe in the in the circle or the concept of marriage. I think it's a joke. But then there's people that are married like yourself, my two brothers, and I got no problem with that. I've been a best man 3 times, bro. And every time I was at the wedding, I was just thinking to myself, why the hell am I here? Oh, yeah, I'm here to honor my boy. And each person that had me as their best man knew, yeah, he's not. This dude ain't. I wasn't there because of, I was there because of my honor, who I am. But they knew too, Holly's not going to be here one day. It's not going to be him standing here, me on the other side. No, it ain't happening. It never made it on my bucket list. I can confidently say around 15, I already listed everything I want to do. They always say your dream is born. Everything I'm doing right now as an adult is everything I wanted to do as a child. And the fact that I had the courage to do it, you know what I'm saying, is helping me a lot. A lot of dudes don't have their priorities right. Their priorities, let me get a chick. Yo, let me smash 100 of them. Yo, let me get the Bentley. Let me get all the things that do nothing for you. As you said, man, we are very intoxicated in our relationships to the point where social media, TV, radio, internet, social, whatever you want to think, it's just nothing about working together. It's about pit against each other. Women and men are pit against each other. So she got her chicks, you got your dudes. These dudes ain't saying nothing positive to you in your ear. And I always say this to people: a relationship is an A and B situation. You know what I'm saying? See your way out of it. So all of y'all joining us, please make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe, definitely hit the notification.
Yeah,
brother, the count is awesome. So obviously a subject we brought up is actually interesting to a lot of people, man. So let's move on to the next segment, man. Unless you got something else.
Nah, that's good. That's good. We good. We good. We good.
So next up this is for me. I think this is one of what causes a lot of pitfalls for a lot of people: expectations and self-control. And I put them together because they have to do each other. So brother, go ahead. Expectations and self-control.
I think that they work well they work together. I think what you expect out of life should inform your expectations should inform how you control yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because um you can't expect to run into a busy street and not get hit by a car.
That's just a fact. That's such a great analogy.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, my mother used to say this: you can't play around dog mess and not get none on you.
that's so I love that. That should go on a shirt, man.
That's what my mom used to say.
Oh my God, man.
In a little bit of a different language. She used to use few different words. But
yeah, I'm sure she kept it 200. I like it like that. I don't want I want it 200.
So, yeah, your expectations should inform your self-control, because we reap what we sow. You know what I mean? And so it may not happen immediately, but the same principle applies to the natural laws of the world, the way God created it. If you put a seed in the ground, it's only a matter of time before you're going to start to see the shoots of that, start to come out of the ground. And so, man, you just have to you got to sow the right seeds, bro. You got to sow the right seeds. And when you do that, over time, and when we're talking about today, we've spoken about different people that we admire, people we look up to.
Man.
And it in life, like, none of us are perfect. And so we all make decisions um that some of us desire, we wish we wouldn't have made certain decisions, and certain things don't appear overnight. It just takes a little bit of time, and then things start to show up later on in life. And that's what's happening. In the last year, we've had it happen to a lot of celebrities, man. A lot of people we really, I mean, I'm a person, obviously both of us are musicians and do music as well. I'm a person that really appreciated R. Kelly's writing and music abilities, you know. Um, well, I never saw any of that coming, you know what I'm saying? Um, obviously you had the Diddy Puffy situation recently. Um, And there's others as well. There are others who might not necessarily. Yeah, Bill Cosby.
Harvey Weinstein, another terrible human being.
Yeah, that. Different situations, man, where decisions are made, and you set expectations and self-control. It's you got to know. And I'm not exempt. I'm guilty too. There's been decisions that I've made that I look back on like, man, that wasn't the right decision. But over the years, it can compound, man, and next thing you know, you got that gorilla looking over your shoulder, like, yo, did you?
And there's a cost.
Yeah,
there's a cost. There's a cost. You know what I'm saying? There's a cost, man, because and what he was saying, expectations. I think these unrealistic expectations a lot of dudes put on themselves in terms of like, okay, this is what the world wants me to be. Why the hell are you worried about what the world wants you to be? That's a problem right there. Remember I was saying that you can come from a small spot, get into a big light, but you never had habits that will keep you. This is okay. Put it to you like this: these dudes have 10 faces in 10 places. Okay, so now you're damaging yourself when you got 10 faces in 10 places, right? So every time you go somewhere, you're changing your face. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for example, I'm at work. Oh, motherfucker, what kind of stupid shit is that? I'm not, like it's just really stupid shit. Like you're throwing pussy at me right there at work. You think I give a? That lets me know everything I need to know about you. You're not. This is what I mean by a lot of men don't have no self-control. Self-control and expectation. What are your expectations? What do you want? When I know I'm already at a point where all I'm seeking is a single relationship, a monogamous relationship with a good woman, why the fuck would I give a fuck what some chicken head has got to offer me? You see what I'm saying? A lot of, and let me make this be bluntly clear. A lot of women think, well, if I throw pussy at him, then he's good to go. And that might work for 95% of men. But you got the 5% that actually want a organic relationship. Something that's more intimate, something that's more concise, something that's more structured, something that's more healthy. I stress the word healthy. You see what I'm saying? That's an expectation right there. When you have no self-control, you don't want no healthy relationship. Tiger Woods didn't want no healthy relationship. I'll be frank, as much as I love Shannon Sharp, and he's my favorite TV personality, he didn't want no healthy relationship. At his age, at 56, the only women you should be dating should be 42-year-old women or older with careers. Why are you talking to chicken heads that you're going to give a career to? Because they look good on your arm. Who gives a damn if she looks good on your arm? And that's too many. That's the problem with a lot of dudes. Their expectations, let me look good on my arm, not something that's actually good for me. Now, when you have something that looks good on your arm, you have no self-control. Because you're going to trade in the minute she stops looking good on your arm, whether she's puts on weight, whether she's whatever, you're going to get another one. But if you have one that's good for your health, you're going to be, it's like driving a car, right? A lot of dudes will, like, people like to have this 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028. I drive a 2012 model vehicle. That thing has close to 300,000 miles on it. And I plan on driving it to get to 1 million miles. Those are my expectations for myself. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That car is important to me for a lot of things. One, is safe. But two, it's also a vehicle that my parents were in that were in an accident. That car saved their life. So I knew it was built strong. You know what I'm saying? People always think because I'm very outspoken that, oh yeah. And this is something that annoys me that women do to me. They assume that I'm a player. Listen to what I speak. Listen to how I say things. Consistency. But women, there's a lot of women out here that are idiots. They'll listen to you. They don't listen to what you're doing. They listen to what you're saying. That's why I said that line about what Idris Elba said. They fall in love based on what they listen to, not what they actually see. That's how you end up with the wrong guy. That's how you can have a woman that's a professional lady, maybe an aero engineer at NASA Science, but she's dating a deadbeat because she likes it. Like I have a cousin that's that way, successful career lady, but all she ever attracts is losers. Losers, and more losers. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. It's we control what comes to us. Brother, I sat there one day and I said to myself, what is the difference between me now and me then? Nothing's changed. I haven't put on any weight. All I've done is aspire to my dreams. But when it comes to dealing with women, I don't attract these losers anymore. And yes, there are a lot of loser women out there. They have no good intentions for you. All they want to do is see what they can take from you. And the same thing goes for the guys. They have a lot of loser men out there just want to see what they can take from you. Why are you so small in your mind that you have to go for something small? or be a parasite to somebody else's life. And I stress that word parasite because you're only going towards this person because this person can offer you something. I call it brand dating. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. I'm finally figured it out. Brand dating. That's what people are doing nowadays, brother. Branding.
Yeah.
And I didn't love their brand dating. Yo, if we get together, yeah, because we get together, now we're good for each other's brand. You see it all the time. That's why you have a lot of these. I'm not going to mention any female rapper names, but she can never seem to be out of the news about all the losers she keeps dating. All the time, bro. And I'm thinking to myself, you're pretty, you got your stuff together, you got a lot of money, but you still have no confidence. You still have no self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? So you're a Ferrari, but you behave like a Honda Civic. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. I hear you, bro.
Yeah. Bro.
It's real.
Go ahead, brother. It's very intoxicating. It's all expectations and self-control are two mirrors of each other that a lot of people don't have. And that's why a lot of us don't have dreams. That's why a lot of us are in the wrong relationship. That's why a lot of us stay in relationship longer than we need to. It's just all that kind of small stuff, man. You know?
Yeah. That's an interesting term you used there, bro. I think you might have coined that phrase because I don't think
Brand
I've
date,
heard.
man. That's
Yeah, I don't know if I heard that anywhere else, but it's
yeah.
accurate though, because we in the age of social media where years ago, 20 years ago, a lot of our media coverage was via the television,
Yes, sir.
but now those sources of media engagement are in our hands now. So, instead of turning the television on, we can just open up our phone. And so, like you said, everything is a brand. Everybody's concerned about, well, not everybody, but there's a large percentage of people who are concerned about, how many views they get, or, like you said, popularity, like so much of a popularity contest and being engaged in what he or she's doing, or what the popular narrative is. So it's easy, man, to fall into that where your expectation in life is based on what you see popular culture doing. So you wind up mimicking what popular culture is. And yeah, man, it doesn't pay off in the end because there's a lack of stability, as you said. Like the moral fabric is weak. It's very weak. Yeah, it's very weak. So um I think though, bro, like there is success in having convictions, you know what I mean, and having a strong moral character.
Yes.
And I think it just means that a lot of times you might not be at the forefront of what's popular.
I don't want to be popular like that. You know what I'm saying?
And that
Standards, man. Standards.
hats off to you.
Standards.
Hats off to you. Hats off to you, and hats off to all of us who are in that space. That many
That's
of
not
us in
life.
that space. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, real talk, bro. Like and I say this all the time. You got people out there that let their dick and their vagina do the driving, and that's why they find themselves in the situation they're in. Wake up every morning. Well, if this dude wants this shit, he's gonna have to do this. If she wants this shit, she's gonna have to do this. Unrealistic expectations. Now you have no self-control. You know what I'm saying? Yo, she getting on my nerves. We had an argument about me buying whatever, and I didn't consult with her. Well, she getting on my nerves. You know what? Tell you what, man, I'm about to replace you. But you know what? Tell you what, I'm not gonna replace you. I'm just gonna keep you on the side and get another one. Now you got two jobs. Because let me be honest with you. When you date two women, you got two jobs. You gotta figure out which life you said on Thursday. You know what I'm saying? You're in different ways, and you got to manage how you handle that mug. You got women do. I saw a coworker at work the other day do the same bullshit. She's dating these two losers, and I said to her, I was laughing because I said, she's dating two dudes at one time, and yet she's got the nerve to talk about she wants a good guy. Okay, that's good. So you're putting out energy that is toxic, but yet you want positive energy to come back into your life. Good luck with that. You know what I'm saying? When you date, when you're dating, no relationship, and I want to stress this word: relationship is a job. It's a part of management. There has to be structure. There has to be rules. But people don't want none of that. I'm gonna do what the hell I want. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand when you're in a relationship, somebody's feelings is your responsibility. So now when I got a girlfriend, her feelings are my responsibility and vice versa. Instead of, I don't care what your friends think. I'm not dating them. And I've had to have this conversation with one of the girls I was dating one time. I said, I don't give a damn about your friends. I didn't ask them out. I asked you out. So if you need a coalition to make a decision, take your ass and go back to those motherfuckers. And I'll go find me another woman. Which is what I ended up doing. You know what I'm saying? It's where all the leechers are at. Why are you over here at my NBA game? If it's just the nice guy you want, go to the library. Go to the grocery store. Why do you need the nice guy to come with $1 million package? You want somebody to pay your bills? I'm not paying your damn bills. Are you kidding me? And your bill too? Nah, I'm sorry. you know what I'm saying?
Can I ask you a question? I want to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
So when it comes to good examples of
Yes, sir.
people that are making the right decisions, men, we look into the world, 2 men and 2 women, when we look into the world, we say, you know what? That is a good example of the way you can live your life. Have you got 2 examples of each?
Well, one is my mom. So that's an example right there as far as a woman.
Okay.
I can't use my dad because he's had his faults and I have to check him on it. So he's off the board. The man, though, is my uncle. His name is Uncle Banky. Oh, man. He taught me how to be a man. That's why I am the way I am today. I'm more like him than I am like my father.
Okay.
My uncle raised me in his mechanic shop. Junior, he always said to me, you must be honorable. Honor your woman. He also said to me in our language, Oto King Paro, which means the truth doesn't lie. You see what I'm saying? He said, Junior, whatever you say now, make sure that thing cannot change in 1 minute. No, in 1 second, 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 10 years. That thing that you said is still the same thing that we're going to say 10 years from now. So basically, his baseline for me was, Junior, always speak the truth. Because when you tell the truth, you ain't got nothing to apologize for. He said, Junior, why do I need to apologize to anybody? I told them the truth. And I'm saying it in my accent. You come saying the thing coming out. But that's how my uncle raised me. You know what I'm saying? And then the other woman is a lady that lives in I have so much respect for this woman. I could choose my sister, could be the second woman, but I feel like my sister and my mom are the same. My sister just more evolved in terms of more modernized, you know what I'm saying? But I could choose my aunt. I could choose my sister. That would be a great choice. I could go with that. But if there's somebody said I couldn't choose myself, I'd probably choose my aunt in England.
Yeah.
That's what's up. As far as the second man, man, this one is tough. For me, I am a big I'm a big man. I'm gonna can he be anybody in history or does that have to be somebody alive?
Anybody, bro. Anybody.
For me, that second person is probably Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Because he was very honorable. Yeah. To see him transform what he was to what he became, I would have chosen Tupac because I've always loved Tupac. But it's just something about Malcolm that just makes me be like, he's the figure I want to be like. Like, I want to have Tupac's courage, but I want to be able to use Malcolm's words. That's always the combination I've always wanted to be. Tupac's courage, Malcolm's words, and Fela Kuti's spirit. I'm gonna defend the people. That's my three. That's always how I am. Malcolm X, Tupac, and Fela Kuti. Those are my three. And then are great for me. What about you? Who are examples for you?
Yeah, man, that's fantastic. I love how you dug into history there too. Um, yeah, yeah, I would definitely. I'm similar to yourself. I would definitely put my mom in there. As a female, I'd definitely put my mother probably first.
Yeah, my mom's first. I ain't no getting around that.
Yeah,
ain't no woman alive can take my mama's place. That's what Tupac said. So you know.
Yeah. She not perfect. Mommy's not perfect, but I think that the thing that I love about her is is interesting. We talking about earlier, you're talking about expectations and self-control. You know, she's an individual who um, made tough decisions, man, and
Yep.
in spite of what it would cost her as an individual, you know, she made tough decisions for the better of her children. So, you know, I respect it. Absolutely, absolutely. Absolutely, and to show that level of courage, you know, moving away from what you're familiar with in terms of like geographically relocating, you know, 13 hours away from what you're familiar with, just so you can raise your kids. You know, I respect that a lot. So definitely, mommy. Um, in terms of another female, um, historically, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna give you a couple of guys though. Um, I'm definitely inspired by King. You know, it's interesting you said Malcolm. I'm definitely inspired by King. Um, definitely inspired by King, Dr. King. But there's a few musicians out there too that I really aspire to. And then also, um, let me think. I'm gonna give you another one that's more current. So I'm really inspired by Tyler Perry. And I'll tell you why. He is a person that has quietly achieved, I think, you know, and hasn't been someone who um, they've been able to uncover dust or dirt on and say that he did this or he did that. I know he's subject to a lot of criticism about, and this is the thing, bro. It's like they ghost chasing, man. And but in terms of in our generation, the level of success and how he did it, you know, you and I both are champions for ownership. And you talking about a man who owns everything he's ever created, which is why he is one of his journey has been one of the fastest routes to a billion in history. You know, this guy's become a billionaire in less than 20 years, man.
That's beautiful.
You know what I'm
And
saying? In
see, people don't
fact,
want to hear that.
nah,
Before you keep going, brother. People don't want to hear he's become a billionaire in less than 20 years. You know how long 20 years is? Now everybody wants to hear, yo, you become a billionaire in 3 years. Why do I need to become a billionaire in 3 years? Does that even make any sense?
nah.
Where's my foundation? Where's my journey? You see what I'm saying? So that's why I love the top. That's a good one because it gives you um perspective on what can be achieved. And I stress this to a lot of brothers. Quit using your age as a barometer of your success in your life. I've had this conversation with a lot of brothers. I say, I told one brother one time, I say, you do know when your prime is, right? Say, what you talking about, man? I say, your prime is from 40 to 60. That's your prime.
Mm,
All the other time before that is bullshit time. But if you don't want to bullshit, go ahead and get your construction on early. You feel me? It's a lot. Look at Tyler Perry. He's almost going on 60. Look at Shannon Sharp. He's almost going on 60. Look at Stephen A. Smith, almost going on 60. Denzel Washington, 70 years old. Spike Lee, almost 70 years old, if not 70 plus. Bro, too many people are obsessed with their age as their barometer for success. Like, bro, everybody's not gonna be famous at 20. And even if you are, that you might be at 20 and then you're done at 25. Now you got the rest of your life to live. What are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So sorry to cut you off, but yeah, man, that's a good one.
yeah,
Expectations, man.
yeah, yeah. I love that comment you make to that perspective where you talk about your 40s to your 60s being your prime, because a lot of time we that's not a philosophy that a lot of us are shown when
No,
we're younger. And
no,
so, you know, what happens to a lot of us too, especially from our background, from our ethnic background, from the diaspora, is that we trying so hard to play catch up because a lot of us come from dysfunctional families that we
yes.
wind up doing stuff that um, we wind up following certain
Sets
behavior
us back.
patterns. Yeah, following certain behavior patterns when we're young, trying to get to the bag. that wind up messing us up. So a lot of us don't even make it to the prime. Or by the time we
Nope.
get to those prime years, mentally and emotionally, we're wounded. You know what I'm saying? And
It's
so
a mess.
yeah, it's interesting, bro. So yeah, but those are some figures that really inspired me. I think it's funny. In the back of my mind, I think Oprah Winfrey sits in the back of my mind to a degree.
I
I-
don't. She used to, but she doesn't anymore for me because I feel like her moral compass has a problem.
Okay.
After the last election with
Kamala?
what's her name, Kamala Harris or whatever the hell her name was, I
Yeah,
saw
Kamala
some things
Harris.
I didn't like. I'm like, yeah,
Right.
man. I'm like,
Wow.
nah, man. No, you're not gonna justify that to me. You took money or gave money. What you need money for? It's not even the money. It's the fact that you engage yourself in such an action. You know you don't believe in this candidate, but yet you do it because the Democratic Party wants to keep you in their back pocket. No, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me be honest with you, and since we're going there, Kamala Harris should have never ran for presidency. It should have been Stacey Abrams. Let me say this right here why I say it. She got you Georgia in the election when Joe Biden was running. So you push her away to the side, and let me be frank about this. Oh, she doesn't fit the mold that we want. Let me be frank about that too. It's because they thought she was a big woman, so we don't want a big woman running for office. Kamala's pretty. Man, pardon my English, but F Kamala Harris. I have no love for that woman. She spent her entire career putting brothers in jail. You want me to put this woman that spent her career putting brothers in jail? Hell no. No. I prefer Stacey Abrams. Yes, she's a moderate, but I prefer a moderate than some liar. You know what I'm saying? I'm not rewarding you for putting brothers in jail. I got a coworker that's her brother's been in jail for God knows how long because people like Kamala Harris put him in jail. They're always moving up the ladder on the backs of brothers. This system, and this is what I talk about when I say expectation and self-control. We should stop living on the basis of what people create for us and start doing ourselves, which is going to bring us to our next one, which is status. So we might as well transition into it. Status, man. A lot of brothers have got to stop thinking money is a status. 50 women are a status. Smashing 100 women is a status. That is not a status. That's a trap. Look at this. And this is not being getting into racism, but Shannon Sharp fell because he messed with a white woman. That's a fact. And I say this to a lot of brothers. Stop dating the wrong kind of white woman. If you're gonna get a white woman, get one that has a conscience, that understands that when she's with you, she's responsible for your life. Because when you're with her, your life is in danger. That's it's so annoying. Like these dudes, they'll be from these countryside spots. They get to the university, they get to NFL, and when you're in those spaces, right, there's not really too many sisters. So all there is a bunch of white girls. You think these white girls actually like you? They like what you have to offer. So you're giving them two things that they want. You're giving them dick like they want, so they get to get a piece of you physically, and they get to spend your money. I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? It's a very intoxicating. It's not even status, man. I don't even know what to call it. It's like I call it poison ivy, bro. You know, go ahead, brother. You know, it's just, man, I've always wanted to say that. It's just really intoxicating. It's just, bro, it's bad.
Yeah, when you get into those spaces, like you said, in general, um, most time or a lot of times, you're right. The cultural dynamics of those spaces just look different than where you came from. Um, yeah, yeah, it can look different. It can look different. Um, yeah, and you know what? I think the other thing about that too, though, is status has a different definition nowadays. Years ago, a man would want to get a job, get a good job, find a good woman, and settle down and have a family. Nowadays, you want the bag, and you want all of.
On your arm, change them out every week or every month or whatever the hell it is that you're doing.
And listen, it can be so easy to blame these individuals who have status, right? But the world we live in doesn't put as much effort into saying, well, hold on, why don't we uphold the standards of relationships and make it so that that lifestyle is not one that's looked on with such aspiration, right? Because bro, if you turn on the radio, if you turn on popular radio, 9 times out of 10, 80% of what you hear on popular radio is promoting the lifestyle that we're talking about.
Smash 3 Bs on the same night, yada, 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 yada. Like, yo, bro, man, I was talking about that yesterday with my podcast about Tupac. I said, he's a missing comment, man. We need that brother back so bad, it's not even funny. Until today, I will stand on this, as I've always said it. He was intentionally moved out of the way so he could create garbage like we're listening to now. Because when Tupac was around, you can hear crap like this. You were forced to write some stuff that was actually worth a damn. Like songs like Life Goes On, Dear Mama, Unconditional Love, Changes, all these great songs that he wrote. Now we have to hear 20-inch rims, how many holes you got in your garage, you know what I'm saying? You know, and then if that's not even bad enough, when you make a song and then the record execs at the place who are usually white and Jewish, they hear, well, bro, you forgot to say the N-word like 10 more times. So, maybe let's record that again and you can say the N-word 10 more times. Like, you know what I'm saying? Bro, it's just a very, it's not even status, man. It's an illusion of achievement.
Technology is fantastic.
It's an illusion of achievement.
Illusions of achievement. Hey, listen,
you didn't achieve nothing. You don't own nothing. You go ahead, brother.
Hey, listen. Brand dating, illusions. What'd you say? Illusions of.
Let me write this down. Brand dating, and illusions of achievement.
That you need to go somewhere with that. You need to do something with that.
I'll keep it in the box, so I can copyright that joint. But it's a very, and I refer back to myself because I love using myself as an example. I really got to tell you, man, the happiest points in my life started. The journey started when I was 28. Then it really started to elevate when I was around 35. Then it concluded to like, okay, this is where we're going. This actually when I started therapy, so I could face things that I need to face. And this is why I say status is a dangerous illusion, because when you don't fix yourself, and as you said, these people come out of these small spaces, they get into big spaces, but they still have no structure. And now when you get to these big spaces, oh, look at her, she fine. Oh, look at her. Think about TV. When you watch a TV show, they're always talking about how fine she is and all this and that. Like, bro, and in the meantime, you talking about how fine she is, and she's thinking how she's going to destroy your life. That whole time while Shannon Sharp was laying with this woman, he was like, I'm getting some. She's thinking, I'm about to take him for some money. All because you gave her 45 minutes of good time. You gave her a good time, and she's taking all your damn money. How stupid is that? Like, I'm going to say this line so it's clear, crystal clear. A gentleman once told me this. He said, son, pussy will never lose any money chasing you, but you sure will lose a lot of money chasing pussy. A lot of dudes are stupid to comprehend that. They'll rather lie to themselves. Man, this B-word ain't finna do nothing. Okay. All right. Today's August. Let's see what happens in October when she goes screaming, yo, he sexually assaulted me. Sexually assaulted me. Meanwhile, y'all decided that we're going to get it on together. Then all of a sudden, because she knows you have something she can take, let me get some money. Let me quit my job. Child support. The child support a lot of these chicks that date these NBA players, NFL players are using, they don't even use it for the child. They use it for themselves. Trevor Ariza. I know you've heard of Trevor Ariza. This brother made close to probably $160 million in his career. So let's say after taxes, let's call that just $88 million. That's still a lot of money. But that whole time he was spending, giving him $14,000 to his baby mama every month, so she can live in a damn penthouse and sit on her ass because she had a baby. These women don't have kids out of love. They have kids out of checks. And then they want to be like, well, you're speaking bad about women. Because some of y'all are trifling pieces of, you know what? You have no good intention, but the guys lie to themselves because I just want to get some ass. Then you have status. It's like today when I put the title of the show in there, I was like, well, we might get a lot of people, we might not get a lot of people. Lucky for us, we got a lot of people. Apparently, a lot of people are interested in what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So status is I find it to be a dangerous thing because status makes you go on conquest, which is the last part of what we're going to talk about. Conquest is so dangerous. A lot of these dudes take their status positions. Well, now I'm famous movie star. I'm a famous rapper. I'm a famous musician. I'm a famous baseball player, football player, whatever. Now it's all these women are mine. Yo, you know what it is? I'm this dude. Meet me at hotel. Every city they go into playing. Yo, I got these baddies waiting for me. What makes them bad? They have no money. They have no career. They don't have anything other than a hole in their legs, and they're going to ruin your life. So tell me exactly what made you think being on Conquest is going to actually better your life? You know what I'm saying? Like, dudes don't want to hear this, but go ahead, brother.
About that, this energy for conquest. And it's existed since humanity's been around, you know. Men have a desire for intimacy, and so do women. And that's going to always be whilst the earth is here. But I think it's something interesting that Napoleon Hill said in his book, Think and Grow Rich. He talked about think and grow rich.
Okay. I like that. I'm going to have to look into that, man. Think and grow
Napoleon Hill
rich
by Napoleon Hill.
by Napoleon. Huh. I'm going to have to check this out. Huh.
One of the best things that a man can learn to master is how to take his drive for intimacy, of physical intimacy, and channel that into his endeavors and his pursuit of manifesting his dreams and goals. Because that desire for intimacy and reproductive behavior, there's only a couple of other passions that man has or desires, which is food and water, that compare to that. And so it's going to exist. But he said that one of the greatest things you can learn to do is to channel that into what you do. And so, not that it makes it any less present in our lives, that desire for intimacy, but it means that, like you said, we have control over it. Because when you don't have control over it, you succumb to a lot of different influences, man. Um, and that idea of, especially for men, this idea of achievement and how we're wired to achieve, you can be on this road of conquest, but that passion that you have can be misdirected. And so you see it a lot, especially in this culture that we live in, on the radio, man, like constantly on the radio, in the films, in the commercials. It's everywhere, man. It permeates the atmosphere, bro.
Intimacy. To me, intimacy is something that's special between a man and a woman. But it's what this is not. That stuff is not intimacy, man. That's conquest. That's why I call it conquest. Intimacy is something that's special between a man and a woman. That's not intimacy. That's conquest. These dudes. It's like that video I sent you about that one brother was talking about what happened to Shannon Sharp. It's a lack of self control. You want to You want to conquer everything. Watch ESPN First Take sometimes, man. Some of the ways Stephen A. Smith talks to him, just like, bro, you talking about all these baddies in Miami. Okay.
Is it?
And I say to myself all the time, I hope to God he doesn't ever run into a situation.
Is he talking like that on the?
Yes.
Because I'm over here and I don't really have access to those shows like that. But is that how he's talking?
He talking about, yo, they fine over there. Like you can tell he's alluding to it, bro. It's a trap. You are gonna get yourself in some shit. The only difference between him and Shannon Sharp is that he's.
And you know what's crazy? Now, look. Now, because I'm not there, I don't often watch, or even at all watch, a lot of what's going on. But one thing I started to notice when I was coming back more often, because we would, my wife and I, we come back and go and see your brother and your sister-in-law. We spend time with them because we close to them, right? And one of the things I noticed, man, when I was over there, was that a lot of the news stations, even like the stations that were supposed to be covering like politics and government and current events, a lot of them started feeling like entertainment shows, even the
that's what they
news.
become.
And so when you talk about this Stephen A., You know, it's wild too because I think about the way that he spoke about Brother Sharp and his situation and how he really kind of distanced himself from
Yes.
what Brother Sharp is going through. But at the same
Yep.
time, though, the hypocrisy of that approach when you nurture and cultivate that same approach
Behavior.
behavior. You know what I'm saying? You cultivating and nurturing that same behavior. Baddie this, baddie that. Why would you even talk in that way, bro? If you don't condone, if you don't agree with this type of behavior, because obviously you find some level of value in engaging that type of culture and that type of narrative. So it's wild, man. That's crazy. I didn't realize.
I mean, look at the women that sit at the shows when you're watching these shows. It always looks the same: light skinned, not a sister, long hair, whatever. That's the definition of beauty. I have a problem with a organization or a show where when I see that I don't watch it anymore. Like for example, I'm not my trip to Nigeria changed a lot of things. It made me to evaluate my standing with sisters, how I see them, and what happens. Make no mistake, Stephen A. Smith saved Shannon Sharp because when he left Fox Sports, he gave him an opportunity at ESPN. And it was perfect. But Shannon Sharp, honestly, he has to be given credit for that. He messed that up. Hopefully, his dick will never do that kind of driving again. You know what I'm saying? But the Stephen A. could only do so much because he's not the boss. He can't say, "Oh, bosses keep him." He doesn't control that. You know what I'm saying?
It's like you're absolutely right, but the thing that's interesting, you know, when we're talking about this idea of conquest, for his language to lean that direction, he's promoting that. He's promoting that, bro.
Is this for real? Like, dude, man, I always say this to myself, Stephen A. You better watch yourself. You keep talking like this, talking about how bad this one is. Talking about, and he'll mention movie stars. Ooh, she fine, and I'm like, whoa, bro. Now you've given them your Achilles heel.
Because you know, when you're in a position like that, the level of impact and influence you have on the rest of the world, there's young men out here, not even young men, there's older men, post 40 men out here who are what they say living that life, and you promoting that, bro. You promoting that, you know?
This promotion is so intoxicating that we as a society can never hope to have intimacy in relationships where men and women see each other as something to value, not something to conquer. I mean, you got dudes out here conquering women, you got women out here conquering men. And the way men conquer women is, well, I'm gonna smash as many as I can. The way women conquer men is, I'm gonna take everything I can take from them. How effed up is that, man? That's the life they do. Instead of coming together to form a team, no, I'm gonna conquer you and you're gonna conquer me.
Tell you what I hear you saying. We heard this term cancel culture, right? Cancel culture. What I hear you saying, conquest culture.
Definitely for sure. Man, man,
Yeah.
that culture right there, boys, is live and well. Believe that. You got these, and it's worse. Like for example, if you look at hip hop for specifically, because that's the genre we're in, it's far worse now than it was then. Now they're not even making music anything about, like, nobody's writing songs like, let's say Tupac wrote a song like called Temptations, or just a poem about me wanting one girl or whatever. Right now you got, yo, I got 100 baddies in my spot. I'm finna smash everything, and whatever. It's just like there's just none. These chicks, watch the videos. You just got a bunch of chicks in bikinis lined up like, yo, I'm finna tag all these B words. I can't watch stuff like that, bro. I'm just
Popping. I mean, that's just like
seconds. You got these chicks out here. Oh, these are professional women in movies. Every 5 seconds, some idiot doing something stupid like, yo, let me twerk and let me get a few views. For what? Are you that insecure? I always say this about a woman. If you got makeup on, if you got to get attention to yourself like that, you have a lot of insecurity issues. Like I've never, and I will stay this way forever. I will not talk to a woman that wears makeup. You're hiding something from me.
I like it.
I don't look at them. I don't give them three. It's not happening. You are going to be natural, and that's what it is. If you got acne, you just got acne. I don't give a damn. But all that cake shit on your face, no, that's not going to work. I don't want to see it. I don't like cake on the face. I'm sorry. Factory, no aftermarket. Thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? I'm not playing that. You know what I'm saying? My mom asked me one time. Remember, my mom was talking, and there was a chick I was training my mom in a gym one time where I was living at, and my mom asked me, Junior, I mean, not that it matters, but it happened to be a white girl. And she said, my mom says, oh, Junior, look at her. I think she likes you. I said, Mom, I'm not interested. I generally don't pay attention to white women already, but the fact that she had a bunch of cake on her face made me lose even more interest. I'm not interested. I can't deal with that makeup shit. Blue hair, red hair, whatever the fuck that color is. I'm like, yo, bro, that ain't you. That ain't what I see that's not what I see early in the morning. Whatever your face is, the face I need to see. So if you just got acne, you just got acne. I don't care. All that don't bother me.
Saying right there though is you don't want nothing superficial.
No, I'm not into. You have these guys like, yo, I like for a woman to care for her health. That means take it to the gym. That matters to me. But all that superficial, these chicks out here nowadays, the favorite thing to do is get a boob job, get a booty job, get a BBL, whatever the hell you call it. And you know what's crazy about that shit? That shit can actually kill you.
I'm getting ready to look this up right now. I just looked it up because I've been wondering what that means, bro. Like I got it right here, right here. Nah, 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 nah. Now listen, this is what it is. Brazilian butt lift, a cosmetic surgical procedure where fat is transferred from other parts of the body to the buttocks to enhance their size and shape.
Something like you should just take yourself to the gym and just work out. That'll look better. Back to my word about factory and aftermarket. You know what I'm saying? I don't want superficial. I see it all the time on my job. I'm just looking like, you look like, part of me just want to laugh at the woman like, yo, one time, real talk. Yes, yes, yes. I saw it. I be seeing them all the time. I'm just laughing. I'm like, wow, that didn't work out too well for you, huh? That just doesn't look right. Your thighs is this size, but your booty is this size. I'm over here like, is this for real? And then they walk in there like, and you could tell they have no confidence. Because in spite of all that stuff they did, the one thing they really wanted, which was confidence, they still ain't got it. Confidence is totally different from you having a big old booty. I tell this to women all the time. You can get more guys wearing a nice dress that doesn't show anything than wearing the chicken head looking shit that you want to wear. That shit is like during the summer. And I notice this all the time. Time to break out the short shorts. Let everybody see my thighs. Let everybody see everything I got. Okay, what you got left for me when we're in the house then? Nothing. What I need to take interest in you for. Everybody else don't see what you got. I'm good. No, thank you. I'm more likely to pay attention to a woman that's wearing a hat, wearing a nice dress, covered up. I'm like, wow, you look amazing. You're like, damn, that's some class right there. Come out your house wearing shorts so everybody can see your thighs. I tell this to girls all the time. Dress, you got two ways to dress. Either you're looking for a man or you got a man. If you got a man, all the other clothes need to fall in the back of your closet. I told my cousin this thing one time. She says, oh, I keep meeting bad guys. I say, you keep meeting bad guys because you dress how you dress to what you want to attract. You've got this obsessive need. She does it all the time. I see it on her YouTube and Facebook. I'm just like, I'm not hitting like on this shit. No wonder why you're not happy. You're superficial. You're very superficial. You want superficial things. And a relationship, a good one at that, is not superficial. It's organic. Superficial, organic. Organic lasts. Look at this. You ever notice that the weddings that are so extravagant never last? I'm talking about they pay a bunch of money, invite everybody from planet Earth and everywhere else they come from, but it's such a superficial relationship, and then in less than a year they get a divorce. Because they wasn't in the marriage for themselves. They was in the marriage of the superficial, of what it looks like to the world. You know what I'm saying? It's very intoxicating, man, and it makes it hard to date nowadays. So me, I always say to myself, I don't waste my time dating. I already know what I want. Either you meet those parameters or you don't. I can tell when I talk to women within the first 30 seconds, like, yeah, we good. You have a nice day. Because what they try to do to you is distract you. Well, pay attention to my tits, pay attention to my ass, versus pay attention to who you actually are. So, you know, in football, you call counter plays. When you run a counter, right? Let's say you call 24 counter. The intent of the counter, 24 count, is to go to the right. But then when the running back takes a step, he takes a step to the right, takes a step to the left, so he can pretend like he's going the other way, but he's actually going to the right. So he steps this way, but he's actually going to the right. You know what I'm saying? This conquest thing is it's really what's kept relations from actually, I think, evolving. And we should be very careful because Gen Z, I honestly, brother, I think it started from millennials, which is what we are, to Gen Z and to the Gen Alpha that's coming soon. It's a hot mess, bro. It's a real hot mess. It's bad.
Right. You're right. There's a lot of misappropriation of attention, on the wrong things. Especially this BBL thing is crazy. I mean, the fact that the term is thrown around so easily, people talk about that like it's just nothing, man. A surgical procedure to try and, enhance yourself is wild, man. Um, but what's comforting and what's encouraging is there's still people in the earth like the two of us having this conversation right now, and that really inspires me. On that note, I want to show you something else. All right.
I can't see. Well, what is that? That's your clothing. Oh man, it's flipped backwards. That's why I can't read it. What's it say? I like that. Is that part of the brand? You just pushing that hoodies and all that stuff, t-shirts. Anxious for nothing. Why anxious for nothing?
The scripture in the Bible that says, be anxious for nothing, but in everything, prayers and requests to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your heart and your mind.
People, but it's funny that the society we live in now is anxious for everything.
Nobody gonna be feeling me.
Ain't nobody gonna want me. Actually bother to have a conversation. And I'm not saying this. If you do it for yourself, you think that's gonna elevate your self-esteem, go right ahead. But I promise you, you're not gonna feel any more different than you did before you went to go do the damn BBL. Your man's still gonna leave. Like, look at this. No matter how pretty you are as a woman, you can get cheated on. No matter how good looking as a man as you are, you can get cheated on. So tell me exactly what the hell a BBL is gonna make a difference.
You didn't earn that. You know what I mean? So everything it takes to take care of that, you're not gonna know what it takes to maintain that if you didn't earn that, man. And you haven't been through the emotional, spiritual transition required to maintain something of that where you actually have substance of value in yourself. Like you said, confidence. You can't buy confidence, bro.
That's one of the things I feel like that irks. I think one of the things about imperialism and slavery and colonization, it really, when I look at Africans, and it affects brothers and sisters in different parts. So with Africans that are back home in Africa, there's a confidence that's affected. With brothers and sisters in the Americas, their self-esteem is affected. With brothers and sisters in the Caribbeans, there's a sense of worth that's been taken. So three different things were happening to three different brothers and sisters in different parts. But that's what they've done. And I still see that till today. Because in the context of seeing yourself, you're like, yo, I don't have enough. I'm not enough. How are you not enough? You're blessed with beautiful skin. Your booty, I mean, I'm not, like, for example, the thing I see that's sad a lot is that I had an ex, okay? I feel like she was gorgeous. To me, she was. But she always hurt, the chest area. She'd be like, well, she said these words. They're not that big. I said, girl, I don't give a fuck about that. You look good where it counts. I just to make her feel good, I said, girl, I'm a booty guy, so you ain't got to worry. You know what I'm saying? And the sad part is that This woman, I've known her maybe 9 years prior to us dating. So to hear her say that was kind of like, wow. You know what I'm saying? And women, I honestly tell this to women. I want you to go have an honest conversation. Not what you want to hear, but the truth of what you need to hear. Your assumptions with your little group therapy sessions that y'all have. Like women will do this shit. They'll go have a conversation with about a guy. One question, give you an answer. You give her the answer, and then she want to go talk at Starbucks with her friends. And then it'll dissect the answer. No, the answer was the damn answer. You asked me what was my favorite color. I told you blue. It's not blue green, royal blue. It's not sky blue. It's just blue. You know what I'm saying? Like they make the shit complex, and the same thing refers to a lot of dudes. Yo, bro, I don't get her energy, man. Bro, I don't understand what she's doing. Because if she actually wants to do something, her actions are her words. Not what she's saying. I tell dudes all the time, don't listen to what she's saying, listen to what she's doing. What the hell is wrong with you? Like this lack of comprehension. And hopefully we've had a lot of women in the chat because I haven't seen any. Nobody said anything. But obviously we're doing something right because we get a lot of views. But it's the lack of this conquest, which took longer than any other subject we're talking about. But it's conquest, man. It's just the intoxicating. It's not cool.
Our episode was framed in the fact that you put it together in the way that this was the last or the final kind of area that we were going to discuss because it really is an accurate description of the culture that we're living in right now. It is, some people say, even this idea of cancel culture, right, is an idea of conquest. I mean, how do you cancel a person? You think that you have the power, right? Yeah, or this conquesting ideology that's something that you can because someone has something to say that maybe offends you or you don't agree with, that you have the power to cancel. There is a conquest, is a in essence this idea of conquest.
Situation we're having in America right now. The country's so right-winged with all the policies because the people that were in the left wing put stupid policies in there. It's so extreme on both ends. Like, I despise Democrats and Republicans equally. I have no love for either party. They're not doing nothing for me. Shoot. Are you kidding me? That's why conquest, like, you got these dudes, let me smash 100 women. You got these women, let me take money from 100 dudes. I'm going to take everything you got. Palimony, alimony, anything we do with money. Bro, when I was working at CVS one time, you're going to laugh. This one woman was talking to her lawyer on the phone while I was bringing up her products. And she was telling her lawyer, I want everything. I want the car. I want palimony. I want alimony. I want anything. I want him dried out. I said, damn. I said, nah, I'm good on that marriage shit. I'm not putting you on no damn payment plan. You can forget that. Brother, they've been saying this for a while. Oh, marriage rates are going up. I said, you ain't got to worry about that because divorce rates ain't going down either. They ain't going up either. So you good. Because guess what's going to happen? There's going to be less and less marriages. Less and less dudes getting themselves on their knee. Yo, girl, would you like to marry me? That ain't going to happen anymore. You know what the new marriage is? We're together. You got your spot. I got my spot. You getting on my nerves. You have a nice day. Go back to your place. Thank you very much. Or I'll go back to my place. You know what I'm saying? There's this lady. She's a famous actress. She's on this show called oh my God, what's this show called? But she said her and her husband don't live together. He lives in his place and she lives in her place. And she says it works because it allows her to be a good wife and it allows him to be a good husband. And she said the reason why it works is because we give each other space. I said, I love this. Yeah. Yeah. See, traditionals gotta go. And when I say traditionals gotta go, I mean that, bro. Traditionals gotta go. You know what I'm saying? It might, as I always say this with this line of marriage, marriage is for some, but not for all. I'm not against marriage. It's just not for me. And as long as I don't have to sit there for 50 million years explaining to you, because there are women that get on my damn nerves with thank you. Yes, May Lee, Cheryl Lee Ralph. That's right. That's my homegirl, May Lee. What's up, girl? Glad to have you on the show with us. Yeah, Cheryl Lee Ralph. That's the woman who said it. She said, I live by myself and my husband lives by himself. Now I can have a chance to be a good wife. And he can have a chance to be a good husband instead of being so intoxicating to each other.
This came on too when you
Oh
had
yeah,
just mentioned.
man. At least she always be coming at the right time. She always show up at the right time. I don't know how she do that, but she always does. You know what I'm saying? That sister always show up at the right time, and she loves subjects like this. So Meili, you missed a lot of it, girl. But we were talking about why men lie, and a lot of things we talked about was the lies, expectations of society, status, and just conquest, both on the men's side and the women's side. And I think it's a very intoxicating environment to where you can't have an honest, good relationship. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro. Now, look, I know we've reached the end. Is there anything that you want? Oh, just to let y'all know from now on, we've got a podcast called The Cultural, the Cultural Capitalist Podcast. Basically, we're talking about getting back what was taken from us through imperialism, colonialism, you know, and talking about what we are going to take back, not what's due to what we actually owed, and how we get back this stuff, and how we create structure and organization and unity and all that good, beautiful stuff. So yeah, man. So
Achievement and manifesting, purpose,
and as I like to say, you know what I mean. So yo, that's our show for today. Before we get up out of here, 2 announcements for me anyway, and I'm gonna let my boy drop his thing. My first official Carjacks for Assassin comic book is coming out. Yes, ma'am. Catch it on the replay, homie. You already know what it is. Spread it to all your homies. They're gonna love that. They're gonna love this podcast episode. And mainly, look, every Thursday we come on about 12 noon for this podcast, Culture Capitalist Podcast. So every start next week though, I got school, so maybe it start at like 1. But most of the time it's 12 noon, homie. So mainly she awesome, man. She's always there, man. Always hitting that like button, all that stuff. So, but the main thing is got the comic book coming out next week. Carjacks Assassins, the first one. It's been a long time due, man. I have big expectations for it. Because it's gonna open doors to other things, the animation series and everything else that I'm building. It's people waiting on this one, man. And the main thing about the book is that I refuse to let it be devalued. So all y'all busters, let me make this real clear right now. All your $25 purchases ain't happening with my comic book. This is an art piece. So I need you to treat it as such. You know, I don't need this book to be in everybody's hands. I need it to be in the hands of those who are worthy of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a dream of mine. I'm not gonna let you, I sent the video because I've made promo t-shirts for it already. Bro, my brother saw this thing, he was tripping. It's like, this is fire. You know what I'm saying? But it's allowed me to understand value, because a while back, I would have never valued myself. I would have never had the courage to sell a bomber jacket for $350, or a pair of pants for $230, or a bucket hat for $150. I don't need to have my price. They're on my website. So I don't waste my time when somebody's on the stream talking about how sneakers cost too much. Then go to Walmart. I don't care. My values, like, we only want artists to make money when they're dead. No, I'll be making money when I'm alive. You know what I'm saying? We artists, like artists of every type of artists. I'm talking about visually, sculpture, pencil, painting, musically, whatever. Start selling yourself at the value you deserve to be at. I don't see any reason why a person got 10 tracks on their album and they're selling it for less than $15. That makes no damn sense. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Meanwhile, back in the day when labels used to have stuff, labels would be making most of money on the album that's $15.99, and the artist is collecting a penny per stream. Nowadays, it's even worse. Spotify is paying artists 1 penny per stream. It's less than a penny. It's crazy. So I love the dream of being independent. I love the dream of being a creator. I love the dream that I'm business centric, that I understand all the intricacies of this thing. Like, I just got my certification from the U.S. Copyright Office, and it lets me know I've achieved something really great, because this book, to create it, and then just because you send it to the U.S. Library of Congress doesn't mean they're gonna approve of it, but they approved it, so it's good to go. So now I've got something that I've created that's in the Library of Congress, bro. I mean, I had to pat myself on the back. You know, that's what we were talking about here. This is cultural. This is why we have this podcast, the Cultural Capitalist Podcast. To own what you create, to have a bunch of Tyler Perrys out there, myself, yourself, to elevate ourselves in the status of not being owned but owning. I'm gonna say that again. To be in the status of owning, not being owned. So yeah, man, the clothing line, the sneakers, man, bro, I'm excited, man. It's, oh my God. This book is a long game. It's not a short game, it's a long game. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care about, oh, I went platinum the first week. I don't care about all that. All I care about is, as everybody buys it, yo, you got that book? You got that Carjack Assassins? Because this book is a cultural changer. It's not just something to be, no. People are going to be like, whoa, there's stuff that looks like me, and it's better than Avengers. It's better than X-Men. It's better than whatever. And it looks like me. That's the most important part. So now my brother's kids who have our skin color can see superheroes that look like them. They can be the next Glocks. They can be the next Raspino, Cajun, or Escalade, whomever. They don't have to say, oh, I got to go buy a Superman t-shirt or Batman. And don't get me wrong, I don't hate Batman or Iron Man, but they don't look like me. And I'm past that point in my life where I want to be putting a white guy on my chest. I can't do it anymore. I just can't.
Proud of you, excited that you persevered and got to this point. Obviously it's deserving because you stood the test of time, and now the proof is in the pudding, bro. You there, you wearing your creativity. It's all around you, surrounding you, and you're about to share it with the world in a different way, on another level. So it's amazing, man. I'm looking forward to watching the journey, supporting the journey, seeing you do you, man. Seeing you do you.
You can catch the bio books. These are still available on the website. And just to let y'all know, you see I got 3 versions of this? Well, there's a 4th version coming. Number 4 is coming. So it's already ready to go. But that won't come out till I've released the comic book. So maybe a month or 2 down the line, the bio book will be coming out behind that. So what it usually does is gives you the character profiles of all my characters. Well, trust me, y'all, this 4th one, oh man, it's next level, y'all. It's just spitfire. So that's where it's at, man. Brother, you got anything for them? The music, the book, and all that good.
Yeah. So this is my book right here. My first poetry book is called Right the Wrongs. You can go on my website, pick that up, www.kingkimber.com. Triple
King.
Kimber, K-I-N-G, Kimber, KIMBA.com. Yeah.
He's down for the arts, and so y'all can check that out, man. Anybody who comes in this chat, you can check that out. Me and this brother here, when I told him about, I go live on YouTube all the time, and I just said, let me just interview you. And then I told him, maybe we should try, I don't know, just having a show and talking about whatever the hell we want to talk about, which was mostly inspired by just being independent. And now all of a sudden we gave it a name, and then all of a sudden now we got, man, things is, I told him, bro, whether we have 5 views or 10 views, it don't matter. Because one day it's going to be 10,000, 100,000. All that. It's not about the views, man. It's about just creating organic work, man. Because like I always say, quantity always gets more. Quality always gets more. Quantity does not. Quality over quantity every single time. You know what I'm saying? So
a genuine appreciation, a genuine appreciation for each other, and authenticity of communication. You know what I'm saying? The transparency, the authenticity of being able to just communicate, common interests, and even difference of opinion, different perspective as well. But it's all with the aim of supporting each other to become, who we were created to be. So shouts out to everybody listening, everybody that tuned in tonight. Thank you so much. I just want to encourage you to be who you were created to be, right? God has allowed all of us to have our time on this planet, and it would make no sense for us to waste it. You know what I'm saying? Waste it trying to appease others, trying to, just living below the purpose and potential that we have. So thank y'all so much, and I look forward to catching y'all next week. How do I end?
lines like I always say, but I'm gonna say this: don't live below your structure and purpose. I'm gonna say that again. Don't live below your structure and purpose. And like I always say, one, there's no success in skipping steps. The back of the line is just as important as the front of the line. Be determined, not desperate. And then the second one, your dreams can be delayed but must never be extinguished. So wait your time while the universe delivers you the right hand. Be determined, not desperate. And what I mean by that, y'all, sometimes your time ain't in 1996, it ain't in 2025. It might be 2027, but just keep on going. Failure failures is just steps. No, like I always say this line. Failures are just, no, give me a second, y'all. Watch this. Let me read this real good.
Back to you running.
I have to correct the line. All right. Failures are steps that we need to climb. You see what I'm saying? Failure does not mean you need to give up. It just means you need to climb it. That's it. So y'all, until next week, the Cultural Capitalist Podcast. Probably going to be 1 p.m. next week, y'all, on Thursday. We've kept it to a certain day, and that's what we're going to be at. We're going to keep on building this thing. And I want to thank y'all for showing up, man. It was a real successful day today. So thank y'all, man. As always, continue to aspire and achieve. Stay safe, y'all. See y'all next week. Peace.